I crashed right out of the gate on the stream. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. But we're back. All right. Okay. So we went and retimed this animation, and that did not go well. Is it live? It is animated. It is Sam. Hello, Snardum. Welcome. Good morning. Happy Friday. How's it going? Your new job treating you well? We're just gonna resave main one. Oh yeah. And we're gonna render it. Hopefully this doesn't lag the stream too badly, but it shouldn't take too. Let me know how I sound while doing this. Good day, good day. And my day off, first week, well, lots of impressions, not much work yet, but tired either way. I mean, that's stressful. It's, there's a strain to that kind of thing. All right, doesn't look like it's killing my stream just yet. Dropped frames aren't changing, but perhaps my voice is bad. Let's get this closer. We're just waiting for this to render, so it's going to take a little bit. It's going to take a little bit, but we can watch it one at a time and see what's going wrong. In fact, let me get my sketchbook. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Graphics Lisa001. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. We're rendering out an animation right now, which hopefully isn't lagging the stream too badly, though I'm sure it's going to affect it a little bit. And we're going to take some notes. We're going to see where it's going wrong. Eevee rendering so fast. It really is. Yeah, compared to Cycles. And I was trying to render this out at 60 frames yesterday, but it did not come out well. So we're retiming. Nothing looks like it's breaking yet. I love my cycles, but it takes, well, longer. Well, it could go a lot faster, but just have to abuse the denoiser. Yeah. Some of the shadows are not behaving well on this. Why is it so sharp right here? See that how sharp it is? Frame rate. The output. Shit. Crap. Okay. Need to cancel this actually. This is saving in the wrong format in the wrong place. Save it here. Imp dance test. Accept. There was also a frame with a bit of motion blur weirdness. The cam went to the feet. It was on the frame with the face. Gotcha. Let's just go this whole animation a little slowly, frame by frame. We'll go through the whole thing. So, no, we won't see the motion blur in here, but Oh, you know what it is? It's because I am moving the camera. Interesting. It would be better to just switch cameras, but I have to do that quite a few times. Too much effort. That would be the right way to do it. Yeah, I have to. I don't know. There's no other option. There's no other option. So we'll take cameras, make a cameras. And it's interesting, if I have to work this way, the next time I'd probably separate each shot into its own scene. I'm gonna sit down. But this will be a little difficult. Add some extra frames for the switch easy way, I guess, and cut them in. Just thinking out loud. Not a bad way to do it. I think it'd just be easier to switch cameras. I'd rather render it in a way that avoids the issue entirely. So we're gonna make quite a few cameras. Do camera, and we'll just leave it like named like that. We've got our action, and we'll call this camera 1. Actually, no, we'll call this camera backup. And then duplicate it. Go to camera 1, and I'm going to take the camera, back this up. Let's turn off our ability to select everything but the camera. And we're going to move it down. All right, so camera 1. What we'll do is take these frames, invert that, and delete them. So now we have just the first section. So from here to here. Good. And then we'll take the camera, duplicate it, go to camera 1. Yeah. Camera 1, backup, duplicate camera 2, and at this spot right here, we set a marker. Add a marker with M, and we tell it to marker, sync markers, pose markers, select, bind camera to marker, bind the selected camera to marker. Okay, so that means we need one more marker at the beginning that assigns marker. Bind camera to marker. Boom. All right. And then here, we select the second camera and we say marker, bind camera to marker. And I believe that switches it now. Yes. Okay. So we want to render out just this frame to see if there's any motion blur. Love seeing you play with some more animation since you hardly get the time to play with animation in comps. It's true. It's true. Yeah, I'm enjoying it quite a bit. It's nice to push into something that's like been so close to what I want to do, and yet I haven't really had the time to sink my teeth into it and come at it in a way where I feel a lot more confident. So we still get the motion blur. Still get the motion blur, which makes sense because we were cutting between the cameras, but the cameras actually don't contribute motion blur. It's only the motion of the character that contributes to the motion blur. So we'll go ahead and delete our second camera. Go back to our main camera. So it's just the camera backup. And the camera should be fine now. Should work the same. Yeah, everything's working fine. Awesome. But what we need to do now is have separate versions of the character. I guess. Okay. Oh, it's difficult, but I can see a way to make it work. What we'll do is we'll make a I don't know, I'm starting to feel like cutting some frames saves you a lot of thinking, but I do like thinking about how else to solve it. I could definitely add extra frames. Hmm. But even if I have the thought, oh, I should just add extra frames, edit it later. It's like, do I want to do the editing work up front? The reason I don't particularly like that idea is because it involves me doing the work afterwards. If I do the work right now to set it up correctly, even if I have to redo it again later, I won't have to redo the editing part again. That makes sense. Hopefully. A little more work, but I feel that the workflow feels smoother this way. Okay, so what we're going to do is actually swap this out. We're going to select this, and we'll call this base or main scene. Call it main scene. And then we're going to duplicate, make a new scene, which we'll call scene or shot 1. Okay. Let me go back here. When I hit this, I have a linked copy. Oh, what's that look like? What is a linked copy in this case? That up really quick. Gotcha. Okay, so they're linked not as in like an object collection, they're linked on object data. So this object shares the object data. Does it? Doesn't really look like it does. I'm just gonna shrink this really quick and go back to main scene. And it did do that, so I'd love to know in what way they're linked. How do I visualize this link? Blender linked duplicate. Alt D, that's usually what I do. Linked libraries. But that's between files. That's not between other stuff. Okay. Delete this one. Go back to shot one. Delete this one as well. So for each shot, we're going to make it into its own scene. Boom, 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 boom. So we have all these scenes. What does copy settings do? Does this give me the same lighting setup? No. World. Okay, but I can grab lighting easily. Okay. Perfect. So delete again. All right. So I guess linked copy is the way to go. If I do a full copy, bricks. I can always link back in the character as a new collection. Or I would just prefer that when I'm in the other scene, there's nothing else there. What does that mean? Yeah. 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 Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Make a brand new scene. Which we'll call shot 101. Okay. Then we'll just grab the world and I'm going to go Shift A, collection instance, environment. I can instance the bed, but I want to instance the lighting. I need to copy the settings between these. So this should be basically the same now. All right. But we have a collection instance instead, which lets me edit things elsewhere. My hope is by doing it this way, I can ensure that I can only make edits in one particular scene. I don't want to be able to edit in the other scenes. I want to be able to keep my editing in my main scene, my main scene. Okay, and then let's see really quick. What happens when I make an instance? I don't want an instance. I want the character. So if we go back to main scene, select this collection. I'm going to just copy it here. Paste. Okay. Cool. And now we got the full thing. Awesome. Full character, I mean to say. Then we'll go back to main scene again. We have our camera. The camera I can just instance into each scene. So Shift A, collection instance, camera. Awesome. What I need to change per scene is our animation. Now, is this the same animation? Yeah, you can see that there are two users of this animation file. Perfect. Okay. So the camera's going to go where the camera needs to go for a scene. Hmm. Is interesting. View, camera, camera. Ah, funny. Why can't I? Okay, so maybe I can't use the camera this in the same way. But I can't just copy it. Yeah. Oh, and then you need to make sure that this is the same. All right. All right. So now we can go through the whole animation. Should look pretty much exactly the same. 158. 58. I don't see any differences between these two. Good. Awesome. But now in our second scene, or our shot scene, let's make sure I can't touch these collection instances. I also don't want to be able to touch the camera, just the character. Awesome. Adi, hello, welcome. Hello, Adi. Hi, brother. Welcome, welcome. We're working on our animation, getting it set up properly. So we have our pre-baked those, but we're going to switch it to me.01. Save, duplicate. 01. Me, Adyansh. Well, welcome, Adyansh. Are you Adyansh on Twitch? This is the very first shot. Oh, funny. I'm editing the animation that's on the armature. Wait, there we go. Which is right. That's how it should be. But I can only see what keyframes did I just delete then? It doesn't matter. Okay. So these ones are very first frames. We'll take, invert, and delete. Awesome. I met you on the Twitch with the name of Adi. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Well, welcome back. Hope you're having a good Friday. Hope everyone out there's having a good Friday. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Go on, Kit. Gotcha. Gotcha. That's right. That's right. I remember that. Well, since you finished, or since last time you came by, I have finished my little imp character here, which is exciting. It was good. Thank you. Thank you. What about you? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm feeling I have a lot more energy today than I have had the whole week. Um, I was so exhausted the last few days, especially yesterday. It was just kind of overcast and rainy, and I was not enjoying that. Excuse me. Okay, so that's shot one. And what we'll do is make a new version of this scene. Oops. Be this scene. Yes. Then go to the skeleton again. Switch it back to our master shot. This one, pre-bake pose. All right. And so this shot should be from 21 to 35. Okay, perfect. Gary, what was the selling price of your robot? That was a private commission. It's a little more expensive, quite a bit more expensive because it's just for that client. Generally, I charge about $1,000 for an avatar, for a full from scratch commission for an individual. Jerry, hello, welcome, Jerry. How long have you been using Blender? It's a nice animation and a lot of keyframes. Definitely a lot of keyframes. I've been using Blender full time for the past 4 years, on and off before that, kind of over the course of 10 years, but definitely entering into full time Blender about 4 years ago. And what I do is I make VR chat avatars for people full time, which is kind of an odd little world. And I'm transitioning to making products. So that's the goal, at least. Okay, so now here's the moment where test this workflow. So what we can do is now go to our editing, which I'm going to change to master or video edit. $1,000. So if I missed any notifications, I'm sorry. I just realized my sound was off, so hopefully I didn't miss anything, but perhaps I did. I've been known to. Okay, so now what we've done with our work here is we've split it up. We have our main scene, which we're going to get rid of, because now I'd like to add in our first shot instead. And then I'd like to add, I didn't name it properly, but this should be shot 02. And then we'll add that here. Okay. And then we render and we see if there's motion blur. You missed Jerry. I'm sorry to miss Jerry. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the follow. Much, much appreciated. Oh, do I have to have motion blur on for each scene on a per scene basis? I think so. See a little bit of motion blur in here. Probably need to move it further back through the scene. See it? I don't see it at all there. Do I have to turn it on in this scene? That'd be weird. Let me go to shot 02. Go into animation. Go to this. Motion blur. Hello, Arctic. Good morning. Hello. Hello, hello. We've come back to the animation and we're rendering once again. Okay, I see some motion blur there. Perfect. And again, we just want to confirm, is it on the very first frame? Better not be. This whole point is to get rid of the motion blur, and it's still there. Breathe. Okay. I wish you luck for your endeavor, Sam. Looking forward for more creation from you. Let me hit that sub button. Thank you, Jerry. Much appreciated. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I'm enjoying this. It's kind of work. It's very fun. All right, so why are we getting so much motion blur on this particular spot? Because the character is not moving before then, but the camera is. But the camera is. Okay, so we do need a to also adjust the animation. So let's switch this to camera 1, or no, camera action backup. Man, these names are amazing. Duplicate camera action 2. Take these, invert them, delete them, render. There we go. Okay. Which means now in the video edit should not have motion blur. Perfect. We're scenes in editor. Could you not just overlap those there? Again, not fixed, but it's like a frame drop. Like frame drop. I could overlap them. I just want to be very precise. I usually do not work with scenes in editor. How does it feel in general? Same options as rendered. Sort of. No. it's a little more limited. They're working on some changes where you can like use the editor like you can kind of go in, drill down into each scene and then drill back up. So like you can be just in the video editor, go in and make edits to individual scenes, separate scenes, just through the editor. So you like, for example, if I needed to repose the foot for a certain shot, I could do that just while being in the editor, which is super cool. Yeah, I think that kind of stuff is awesome. All right, so now do I need to make shots for every other scene? Do I want to make shots for every other scene? Make every other shot. I mean, do I want to make every other shot? That's the question. That is the question. I have to, don't I? Otherwise, this doesn't work. All right. So this time, instead of doing a full copy, I'm going to do a linked copy of the first shot. Linked copy. That way I'm not making new stuff. And then I should still be able to adjust all the animations just fine. But now we're not creating a bunch of duplicate bullshit in my scenes. Okay, this should be quick. Okay, so that's the end of, or 50 is the end of this. So 50 to 63. Yeah. And then we take this animation, duplicate it, rename it to That one. Boom, boom. Should have been 3. Take all this, invert it, delete it. I hate Retopo, and hi, Sam. Hello, Valba. Welcome back. Welcome back. I also have this manual frame range. Can I just do that for... Let me undo this really quick. So if I go here, I can just make a duplicate, and then I can say manual frame range 50 to 63. Now for this shot, it's still playing stuff. It's still playing stuff, which I don't like. Manually specify the intended playback frame range for this action. This range is used by some tools. Okay, so not everything. Lame. I bet this would be easier with the NLA editor. So if I switch this over to the NLA editor. Wow. Is everyone this morning? I think they're all doing well. Everyone's chilling, lurking, getting ready for the weekend. And I hope everyone is going to have an amazing weekend. All right, so we've got these actions. I've got the action on the character, which I'm going to switch back to the pre-bake pose. I'm going to rename that because that's just total nonsense how it's named. We'll call it all shots. Okay. And we're going to push it down onto the NLA strip. I'm going to delete these somehow. Interesting. That's for the mesh. And then if this works, we'll do it for this as well. But if I go here and I look at my NLA strip and I tell it, hey there, what does it do? Oh, hello, Era. Welcome. Trying to match my UV map pre-Retopo, but other than that, I'm also chilling. Oh, good, good. Retopo is life. Retopo is love. There we go. Got it selected. Frame start. Blend in. Animated strip time. Action clip. Frame start. Here we go. First frame from action to use. 50. And then 63. And then we can move it over to here. Okay. So now we have the animation on exactly the spot we want without creating any other animation clips. Ahoy! How goes it? It's going well. Enjoying our Friday era. Chilling, relaxing, making a little animation for my character. And about to hit the weekend. Let's go back to shot 02. And on this rig, we don't have any of that information. Good. Good. Very good. Okay. So that means I can have one main scene with everything, still break up into individual scenes, not make any more animation clips, not make any more duplicate objects. Good, exciting, as it should be. We do the same thing for our camera then. I go to my camera. So this one is linked now. If I remove this, does that remove it from my other camera? No, it has a totally different clip. Okay, good. Good. There's no way. I mean, that is the stash that I want right there. We'll do the same thing, 50 to 63. Boom, and then just move it. Just move it onto the right spot. And that is this camera. I guess it doesn't move much for this frame anyway. I feel like it should have some movement. Let me delete that. I'm gonna add the action back and just play it really quick. All right, but it is in a different spot before. So we do want to, again, push it down and adjust the clip settings again. 50, 63. Move it over. Play. Okay, good. So we have our third shot now. And then we'll go to video edit. Debating fancy shit indeed. Again, redoing my texture since the UV map is not wanting to transfer smoothly. Take a look at the Mesh Data Transfer add-on. It has a good UV map transfer, especially if your models are the same. How's your queue looking right now, Sam? After we finish the head edit for Freshie, there are no active commissions in my queue. No active commissions, so should be free sailing because we're switching over pretty much to just doing products moving forward. Minlol. Bam. Okay, so right here. Mindlol. Exactly, yeah. So there won't be any other commissions, I should say. But maybe I do want motion blur on this one. Funny. Actually, you know, I'm kind of curious if I had Danks, I'll give it a shot. Sounds good. Kind of curious if I include, so if I go to shot 3, go to the animation, go to our sequencer, and I want to duplicate this action, and we'll change it from 63 to, I don't know, 80, whatever the next section is. So now we actually have 2 animations on the character. Oh, that's the camera. Wait. Camera should move here. So if I duplicate this, I change this one to 63 to 80. Wait, characters? I'm confused. thought I was getting rid of the prior animation, but it appears that it's animating fully. Oh, because there's another track down here for some reason. Interesting. And then this one is on now. Okay, so this is just my inexperience with the NLA editor coming through. All right, then I can duplicate this, move it up here, select this one, 63. No, I mean, no, that's not how that works. Nice try. Move empty animation. I delete this track. There we go. Don't want a million tracks there. I really ought to be using something better than a 15-inch laptop for this kind of stuff. So much lag when opening a file. That's your, it's like when Rock Lee wears the belts. That's what you're doing. I'm going to go back to video edit. This is going to be a little loud. Hopefully not terribly loud. The very first shot's fucked up. Shot 1. Why is this one messed up? Interesting. Gotcha. Balls. Maybe something like that. Okay, so I messed up. Adjusting the action clip changes the literal clip for everyone else. So if I go to shot 3, video editing, or sorry, animation, we can see now this is large. All right, but if I damn it, okay, then we need a modifier. But will the modifier also? I mean, there's not. What is it going to do? Nothing. Bullshit. Too complicated. Too complicated for what I'm trying to do. Oh, Snarda, maybe you were right. Just do the frame editing, but then I still have to pad every scene with extra frames. I'd rather figure out a perfect way, a perfect solution. Because either way, I have to do a bunch of work. How do I make sure I'm doing the most effective work? Can I link actions? That's the question. Blender link actions. Google is our friend. Our only friend. Googly would never betray me. So if I add the same action, me, back up, pose, wherever that is. So many stupid shots here now. Huh. Why can't I find that one? Pre-bake. Interesting. I don't see that anymore. Can I only add it once? So if I delete it here, go away. Oh, linked duplicate. So this one is specifically a link to duplicate. How do I tell that it's a linked though? Where can I see the data for the clip? I bet I won't be able to see either of these on the character. No. Stupid. Yeah, I can't do anything with this. So Blender is thinking and not crashing. Quite the hope to have. Quite the hope to have. Why can't I get rid of this? Down. Delete. 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 Delete it. Do I have to have some sort of action on the character? No matter what? I am in shot of 3, which is the linked one. But these are different. Why are animations so annoying? One. So that one's in the right spot. Still can't delete it there. Can't delete this here. No. Still can't remove it. Remove it. See it there. Blender can't remove action NLF. So it's because it's a fake user? Oh. I see. Literally making a fake, when you hit the shield button here, you literally make something a fake user. It gets added up top, it's locked and non-contributing. That's literally what making a fake user means. Gotcha. Interesting. Okay, well, as long as it's a non-contributing shot, that's fine. Because it has to be enabled in order to actually affect the character. So clearly nothing's happening now. I turn it on, things are happening now. Okay. I can live with that. I can live with that. But it's funny, I still can't look it up though. Ugh. Breathe. Goofy. Hello, Warlock JA. Welcome, welcome. We're editing our animation. Struggling to. Are we reading so early in the morning? Yes, we are. That's the whole goal of this stream, to wake up really early. We're learning stuff about animation. We're learning animation stuff, which has been a little frustrating. I can make a light duplicate. Metastripes. Metastrip. Can't do anything. Miyazaki said the animation was a mistake. Sag. I think that you'll always be able to convince yourself of something bizarre, and he's very good at that. Okay. So if I make a link to duplicate, and then in this duplicate, which I can rename, call shot 03, I can then switch it to the frame I actually want, 50 and 63. Bam, and then move it over. And this will ensure that I have what I want. The right spot. I have to make it a linked duplicate. It's very interesting. And let's go back to the other scenes, just double check none of those changed. Ah, it did add it there. This is a linked duplicate. Shadow 1. So, oh, what a pain. Okay. Oh, he probably realized VR is where it's at. Walking Castle should have been VR Avatar. That would have been dope. Wondering how long to leave Blender on not responding before calling it crashed. I usually give it like maybe 3 to 5 minutes. It depends on what it was doing. If it was doing something that I expected it to maybe have such a long computation time, then I'll leave it. But if it's just doing it just because, it's probably already crashed. The mesh transfer. I'm thinking 15 minutes. Gotcha, gotcha. Um, hmm. Must be a big mesh transfer then. I think do you have a UV map that's taking 15 minutes to transfer? I don't think it should take that long, but I don't know your computer, so. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit more research here. We're gonna do Blender, avoid motion blur between transitions. That's not bad, actually. Just render two versions, one with motion blur and one without motion blur. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Make Manditos out of molecules. So I'm going to go back and open up my retiming one once again. And I'm going to replace all the one I just did a lot of work on. There just has to be a better way. Has to be a better way. The best way to do this is with timeline markers and camera binding rather than keyframing the camera movements. That didn't fix it for me, though. Because the character is also changing motions very, very drastically. Dumb thought, what about rendering each shot, then stitching them together with video editing in Blender? It's possible. It's doable. However, that's kind of the direction I was going, which is what felt good to start with, but it's a lot of manual labor to make an individual scene for each shot. There's got to be a way to automate this on some level. And I'd rather find a solution that just feels a little bit more elegant. I wonder if I can use frame limits. Not sure what frame to cut the render of each shot on the frame you want it to end it. That's basically what I'm doing. How's the animation going? Hello, Thorin. Welcome. Hope your Friday has been going well. The weekend, hard week of work. Now it's the weekend. Good job, Thorin. Making it through. To cut the render on each shot of the frame. I thinking about that. I think the simplest solution is going to be to just render out each two versions. I'll render out one with motion blur, and I'll render out one without motion blur, and then just dissolve between the two edits when I don't want the motion blur. It's like, oh, it's too strong here. Let's blend in the other one, and I think that will work best. And the funny part is I could probably do it all in the video editor. So I go to editing. say, for example, take these ones way up here, because I can do a full copy of the scene. So let me go back to here. Let's call this main, or what's a good animation blurred, motion blur. And then we'll make a linked copy called no blur. And in this one, we just turn it off. Right here, should be right here. Motion blur, just turn it off. Yeah. Does that change my original scene? No. Okay, perfect. So now I have two versions. What made you reference animated? I just saw, but why this meme? Is that your question? Or why make an animation? I want to make something that catches people's attention and that I can use in an advertisement. Why this meme? This meme was great because VR chat users loved it. It was very popular in the VR chat community for a wide variety of reasons. So I'll add back in our scene with no blur. And on the no blur, I should have alpha over, and I can just turn down the opacity. They're compositing right there. And I should be able to keyframe this, most importantly. Percentage of how much the strip's color affects other strips. So, for example, if I go to a shot I know I was having trouble with, just this one right here, and I render that out. Boop. Thank you, sir. Slide it through here. Chocolate. And blender crash. I'm sorry to hear that, Val. The loaf is good. She slept with me this morning, which is cute. It was thundering, and Joe was gone. So she crawled out of one room, went into another, and crawled into my covers and fell asleep. It was very cute. Then if I turn the opacity down, awesome. Okay. So what I want to do is go here, keyframe opacity 0. So we'll keyframe it right here. And then on the next frame, we'll set it to 1. Insert keyframe. And then we'll do maybe over the next 3 frames, we'll set it back down to 0. So that way there's no motion blur right at the start. But then as we go over a few frames, we get it back. All right, cool. Now I probably need to do the same exact thing for every shot. And that would also mean that I need to do that for these guys up here. These little reversed cuts. but I'm assuming that between each shot, so from like this one to this one, we're also going to have motion blur. Yep. Okay. So we do the same thing. Frame before. To be fair, this is not really made for 3D modeling. Joe's your brother or roommate? Both. But I'm going to see if I get the cat right now. All right, I'm back. She's under 4 blankets and enjoying it, so I feel bad pulling her out. Okay. So now we have a solution, people. We have a solution. Some folks ride like the wind. Duplicate this. Perfect. Cut this here. Yes. And then cut it here. Take the strip, mirror it. Boom. Just to confirm, without it, if I render right now, it should be blurry. All right, it is blurry. No blur. Perfect. A solution presents itself. And the nice part about this is I can go back. I can make a bunch of changes to any of the scenes that I want, and I don't have to come back here and move any of this stuff again. It just works. All right. Blender, best YouTube export settings. Optimal settings for YouTube. MP4, video card H2. Okay. Container, MP4. Audio, AAC. I haven't finished all of these, but I would prefer to just render out a chunk of this first. Let's say to frame 60. Render this out, see what it looks like. Come back. What did it get? Oh, my internet. Looks like my internet took a dump for a second, but it's back. Now I'm making a copy of the scene with only the two objects I want to transfer between in to try again. Smart. That's a smart way to do it. Did he just die? I'm alive. my internet, my internet kind of shit itself. We're just gonna wait on this to load. So we got a few frames to go. It's gonna be a little bit, but we get to watch each frame one by one and look for problems. And it's interesting too because this would actually be rendering two scenes at once. Ooh, interesting. So we need to fade in on each scene and we need to fade out. Interesting. So, need to go back to here. Remove the keyframe. And then insert another one here. So that way, as the scene transitions out, it will lose the motion. That looks like a smear frame. That is exactly what it's supposed to be, but just with how Blender is computing it, it's just a little too strong. Just a little too strong. Um, there we go. Okay. That's good to know. This one should be fine on the transition out. And basically we just move this over a little bit more. Why is the camera going over there? Something's really wrong with the camera. Right there. Shouldn't be moving at all. Hello, Toes. Welcome. I just spit everywhere. Gross. Well, Task Manager seems to report Blender doing something because the RAM usage is going down, so yay. Yay. But hello, Toes. Welcome, Toes. We're working on animating this character. Look at this character here. Look at this character. A white flag and a rainbow. Well, hello. Yeah, we're working on this little imp character, which we made recently, and it's available for purchase if anyone is interested. I need to change Nightbot, so it's also promoting my imp. Promote my imp. Okay, so it should be good on transitioning between those scenes. Then we want another transition right here. Insert a keyframe. Insert another keyframe. Sim. It works in YouTube. It's a rainbow flag, but I think your chat program breaks the HTML. Gotcha. Oh, interesting. And the restream does struggle. Most emojis I get are just written out. Like a toes sent emoji earlier. I'm assuming of a face red heart shape. That's all it says for me. It's a face red heart shape just to show like that. So a lot of times it comes in like this. Face red heart shape. S stands for hope. Simp. Super simp. All right, so on this animation, well, oh no, wait, this one doesn't have the blur. No, it does have the blur. So I need a section. Oh, gotcha. Okay, this is difficult. I have to take this section, duplicate it, cut it, go to this one, cut it again, delete, take it, mirror it, and put it on top of this one. There we go. Down a whole 1% of the RAM usage. Woot woot! Face slightly distorted with attempt at happiness. Did you write that out? That can't be a real emoji, right? Face slightly distorted with attempt at happiness. Face softly melting like a cup of butter in the sun. Emoji. I wonder how bad the blur is on this one. Probably not as bad. It's terrible. Okay. Good to know. I want 100 AI powered imps to do my bidding while I cackle in malicious delight. Hey, I mean, that future is sooner than you think. You only have to buy this imp once to get an infinite amount. Gotta slap the roof of my car here. So just got through that transition. And then we've got one more here. All right, that should be it. Oh yeah, and then I can just duplicate this last chunk here. Oh, interesting. Is this longer? Oh yeah, this one has 212 frames and this one has 207. Suspicious. Can I change the duration to 12? Oh, hello. You gain 263 subs in 2 months, I guess. 163. Yeah, I think so. We've been very consistent with the growth. Thank you all for following, subscribing, all that jazz. But yeah, we went from like 600 and we just passed 800. Um, 600 something to 800 and something now. um, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Thank you all. This one does go to 212. Woot! Did I do the animations manually? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. For better or worse. Can't decide. But yes, I did do them manually. So I have to duplicate this one, cut it, delete this. This is the chunk that goes here. Then I take this one and I duplicate it and I cut it and I delete it and I put it down here as well. And we mirror them. That should be the whole animation. Do I know any programming languages? I know a decent amount of C Sharp, very basic amount of Python, none of it very well. But I can do some basic stuff. Usually, if I like need some sort of, a lot of the times that I'm using scripting nowadays is I have a bunch of animation data and it needs to be put into a format like this X amount of time. So um, I'm getting, I usually use ChatGPT to help me take some sort of problem that it's not too big, but just enough to take the stuff I have to break it up and put it somewhere else, which is nice. I mostly work in JavaScript and Lua. Wow. um, for me, all my experience with coding comes from making games. Not big game, just working in game in this area, this field. It sounded bigger than I meant it to, just from working in this area. But let's all embark on a journey of learning C negative negative. C shit. C minus. Should I learn Python or not? I think that programming is awesome. I think that programming is super super good. There's so many reasons to do it other than just making programs. I think it's very good for your brain. Very good for your brain. Because ChatGPT can do it very easily. Certainly what coding looks like in 10 years will be vastly different than now, but I can still see the pleasure in trying to figure out how to make things do exactly what you want. Even if AI could make a house for you, there's still a lot of satisfaction to be had in learning how to make something yourself. So, let's end it on 207, actually. Okay, I guess we're just going to render out the whole thing now. And hopefully it doesn't get too laggy, but we're just going to be chilling here while it renders. Learning things is hard, very true. Because best to pick up what you want to do and then learn what it takes. I like that. Yeah, a lot of what I'm end up learning program for, you have that aspirational idea like I'm gonna make the biggest game ever. And what it's evolved into now is just a lot of like, I have this specific problem that I know someone with programming skills can do that seems simple enough for me to do, and then I try try to make that happen. It's like just within that range of like just outside of my range. If it's something that I know could exist, is doable. And nice part about working in Unity too is they have a bunch of libraries and stuff like that that you can rely on for making good or easy to use things, easy to implement things. Play the animation. I should have. It's too late now. It's rendering. We'll see it very slowly in slow motion. How about that? I really should have done some compositing actually to add like a vignette on the edges, some blur and glow and stuff. There's a few small things I'll probably go back and do just to make it look a little bit nicer. But we can do that on the rendered video instead of re-rendering the whole thing. What I really should have done is actually export a PNG sequence. Yeah, I should have done a sequence. Marty, we're going back to the dial-up era. Dang, cat just knocked my mouse off the desk, made me lose what I was doing. Gosh, dang it, cat. Gotta put her down. Put her down. I'm just kidding. Don't put down your cat. Bad. Cats are good. Do 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 do. All right, well, we're just chilling now. If anyone has any questions for me, now is a great time. Attack Cat's super inflated ego. Just grab it by the tail and. The robot which you created was for VR chat. Correct. The mech dragon character? Yes. In fact, I have a few images now of the. It's a good chance to show off the work I did. So I made the thumbnail for Zen. Blender file. But he came out really well. Oops. Why does it want to download it? Oh, it's a PSD file. Gotcha. This one. There we go. Dragon! Ah! It's getting used now in VR chat. Um, I would assume the client is using it in VR chat. Also as a VTuber, and there was a Quest version created, so a few different versions of that avatar were made. We also finished our other character. I need to go back and make more detailed um, portfolio shots and stuff. And then here's this guy. Finished him. Era, the incarnation of fun. No, I spilled coffee. Oh well. BRB sounds good. Actually, I'm gonna go BRB as well. I'm gonna go get some more coffee. I'll be right back. Un momento. Oh, hello, I'm back. Cue the doom music. No coffee can be spilled in this holy place. Anyone here seen I'm gonna have to re-render this again, aren't I? I know it. I can feel it. I can feel it. I should have done a PNG sequence. Should have done a PNG sequence. That would have been the smart way to go. Because if I do a PNG sequence, then later I can just render out the chunks I want to redo. Gross stuff. Dance, little blender, dance! Dance! Oh, my cat comes back soon. Into the room. She's in the house, but. My blender is still throwing a fit. Get it out of here. Get that blender out of here. Almost there. Almost there, y'all. So close. But I know that I'm gonna have to re-render it. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Ugh. Anyone got any fun plans this weekend? My blender is still throwing a fit. Did I read that already? I think I did. I'm now extremely caffeinated, ascending into new levels of caffeination. My third eye opening. It's nice how the animation is coming out. Thank you, Dr. Pipike, and also welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Here we go. 7 more frames. 6 more frames. Oh no, still 7. I jumped again. I should have said 8. Here we go. I forgot that some of the animations themselves are still messed up, so we'll have to redo that last sequence. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. All right. So now we have the dance. Okay. It looks great. That's awesome. Feels good. Exciting. We need to do a little bit more changes though. So what I'd like to do is adjust our compositing really quick. So I'm going to say use nodes. Oh, thank you, Dr. Pipike. render out one of the images. All right. Render that frame. Say fit. First things first, I would love a vignette. I could make it. Actually, what happens when I increase the resolution on this side? Would that update it for all of them? Because I am just accessing the scenes directly. Or would it render each scene at a low resolution and then just scale it up? Hard to say. Looks like it just scaled it up to me. Hello, Sky. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. We're getting close to finish with the animation. Close. We're going to make a image. Gonna make an image. And we're just gonna smash it on top. All right. So this image will be 1080 by 1920. And we're gonna add this to say dance border. Okay, hide that. Make a selection. We'll do, or no, we'll actually use a rectangle tool. Right about there. Boom, boom, center that. No fill. Definitely stroke of, let's say, 45. Put it a little bit bigger. Yeah, 45, let's say 60. Okay. So now it fills up the whole space. Almost. Just a little bit more. A little bit more. Hello, D Hoodie. Welcome. What are you working on? We are creating an animation of this character here. So we've made a whole scene and stuff with this character. So right here, this is a character that I made just for sale, for purchase, available for purchase. But it's a VR chat avatar. So I'm making a little animation to show it off, kind of share what I've made with people. But hello, hope you're having a good day. Welcome to the stream. Delete that one. Actually, do a outer color. Black. Okay. A little bit bigger, something like that. And we'll leave it there. Then I can go back to my editing video here, compositing, add our image, open that up. Perfect. And then we'll mix. And I'll just do this. Boom. That's cool. I've been trying to learn Blender, but still on my first donut tutorial. Well, good. That's an exciting place to be. A lot more to learn, but that definitely means you're going to have a lot of fun doing it. There should be a border. I should see a border. Gotcha. So that's not working. I'll set this to multiply. And take the alpha and drop it right there. sucks. Why is it so bad? uh, how long have I been using Blender? Um, I've started learning Blender about 10 years ago. Sorry, getting a little distracted here. I started learning Blender about 10 years ago, but I only started doing this kind of work full time about 5 years ago. Right. Why is this not working? Because I'm using the same image. Yeah. Should be getting some sort of render. Make characters for people? I do. I make them. I do commissions, and then I'm trying to transition over to making more products and base avatars for people. That's my main goal at the moment. It doesn't want to render out an image. I can see an image for a little bit, and then it goes away after a second. So maybe I don't do the compositing on this one. Maybe I have to do the compositing on the other one. What is Z combine? Much easier. Just a little bit of distortion. Hello, Wicked Wonderlander. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Do I do tutorials? Every now and then. Not as many as I should. I really should be doing many more. Would be good. Good for me, good for everyone else. I'm a little lazy, you know. You know how it is. Tutorials. I need to make a tutorial for myself on how to do tutorials. All right, copy that. Go to the blur. Delete these. Paste this. Okay. And we just need to make sure we're on the right layer. All right, now everything should fit together nicely. And I can go back to editing and I can say render a frame for me. Render a frame for me. All right, it's got a fun little effect. A little bit of blur towards the edges. Eyes look good. Let's go a little bit further back in our animation. Yeah, thank you all for coming by today. I do basically this work, like I was just saying, to do hoodie. I do this full time, so if you all have any questions for me, feel free to ask. Also hit that follow, subscribe. Gotta throw myself out there. All that jazz. Oh, well, interesting. This one's way blurrier here. because don't need that. Just like this. All right, there we go. Save. Then we render it all out again. I think so. One last test. I did want to see what happens if I put this to 200%. Let me go back to the edit. What does it look like there? This is like that scene where a boy asks for another bowl of soup. Can I have another frame rendered? Just one more, sir. One more delicious frame. Okay, it just zoomed it in. It just zoomed it in. It's not what we want. Back here. I have to do, I don't want to do that. Yeah, see, cut it off completely. All right. Wow. And I think we're good now. I think we're good. What we're not good with, though, is the actual animation. There are some issues with where the way the character is moving on some certain shots, especially this last one here. What's with those elbows? What's with those elbows? Like, for real. This bro's got the weirdest elbows. Okay. So we go here. We can see the scene is this. Arms out, they go in, they go up, they go down, they go up again. They just need to stop moving at some point. They just need to not do that. So much of that has to be these guys. So I'll take these, delete them. I have to select both sides, delete them. So I don't mind them where they are. That's fine with me right there. And then randomly one of the hands just jumps down. Okay. I think the scene just ends before that, but might as well just get rid of it. Okay. Save that there. Let's take a quick view of the video once more, see if there's any other changes we need to make. Otherwise, we're just going to jump straight into re-rendering again, this time PNG sequence. Oh, the feet. The feet are really weird right there. Something got symmetrized. They both hop. They should not both hop. Only one should be hopping. This pose is fun. All good in the hood. And the other one that bugged me is this shot here. Because the foot moves. The foot shouldn't move. It should just be the hands moving. Okay. There we go. A few more tweaks to make. So here, this shot, I would like to select the foot, and I would like to say to this foot, no more movie. Perfect. Foot stays still. We can see what's going on a lot better. Good. Or it does still move a little bit, because I need to delete all of this. Then we can take these keys, move them over here. All right, that should work. Here's the other thing, the feet stepping back. So the character steps back here. The feet take a double step. There should be one step there. Let's look at this one. Right here is perfect. But then it starts moving again. So I think I just delete these. I delete these ones. Yeah, I can just delete them. No, or replace them. Cool. Looks good. Finally, on the character, I do have a subdivision, but for some reason the render is turned off on it, which kind of defeats the purpose. So go back here. Also click the body. Awesome. Video editing. This time switch it to a PNG sequence. I don't think I want alpha. Do I want an RGBA? Probably not. But we'll make a new folder in here. So we'll say me, tween, dance, sequence. And put that in here. And we'll say imp, me, dance, underscore, except. That should be good. Should be good. We're going to render again. Oh, we did add a border. There's more things I want to do, more like After Effects style stuff I would love to add, but I think I need to render this one, and then we'll do one more pass on it elsewhere. Yes. Yes. Okay. Oh, why did I click this button? Wow, I really should not have clicked this button. Holy shit. Please do not crash my blender. I just did so much work. I guess we close it. Sad. Sag. Sag. All right, so I think we fixed it. We do have to review now. Okay, good. Sweating bullets. All right. A small blessing in disguise. By going back here, I do see that the knee pops right here. Boom, 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 boom. It feels unnatural. So cool. We went back and solved a problem I didn't even know I had. And the feet are fixed, no longer moving randomly. Perfect. Okay. We didn't lose that much, thankfully. But I'm assuming we do have to set up all of our exporting deals again. Now it's good to go. Awesome. Wow. Okay. Now we just render. Is there anything else I need to do? While that's rendering, we'll work on making a little advertisement for my stream, for the imp. Because on OBS, we have this little spot right here. Yeah. Behind the scenes, by the way. We have this little spot here. I'm going to turn this into like a slideshow area for my latest products. Don't like to sell. That's okay. So let's see. What are the dimensions of this? So we'll copy this, make a new image here. Oh, thank you, Warlock. So we'll put this one in our stream. I'll make a folder for it, slideshow, and do slideshow. Slideshows. And we'll make the image a little bit bigger than I have it here. I think we'll do 1024. And I'll just manually switch this to 256 so we get some nicer dimensions. Okay. Then we'll make a folder for the imp. Slide shizzle. Shill my nizzle. Then maybe we'll steal one of these images that look cool. Like this one. Just actually straight up render a new image. It only rendered 2 frames so far, and I don't hear my GPU going, so I think I might have killed Blender. Certainly going very slow. That's okay. A little bit here, so like that. And then go to the. Oh, why do I always open this with the wrong Photoshop? Need to go to the other Photoshop, open it. There. Annoying. Okay. I think I'm just going to get rid of this one, unpin that one. So we just have the Photoshop beta. Then I can open it quickly here. Slideshows. All right, did make some new frames. That's good. So it is still going in the background. And we'll take the small thumb. Never mind. We'll take the promotional Photoshop small thumb. Open that up. Okay. We're going to take the text here. Copy. Paste. All right. Cool. Lower the, or make that a little less dark. Do need to add a lot of I need to actually add this to the website too. Squarespace. That when people go to samdetter.com, the characters that man, who would think? Who would have thought that'd be a good idea? I create such a seamless brand. No one has any idea that I'm making this up on the fly. No one. Not a single person. I do want to edit this, but I want to edit it here. And what I'd like to do is make a new section up top. Section. And then I'm going to add an image. It will be centered and big centered, and an image from files. Go to imp promotional Photoshop uploads. That's what it is. And I'm missing it. Renders. Still seems small for some reason. A little smaller, a little bigger. Gimme. There we go. And imp should link to My gum road. My gummy gum road. Gummy gum road. Save. Exit. Click. Perfect. Ah, impressive work. Amazing. Look at that, guys. 5 ratings. 5-star ratings. Thank you all. By the way, if anyone's interested in checking out the character, I'm gonna post it in the chat. Post in it. Okay. There we go. So now, it's good. Blender. It's taking a really long time saving this. Longer than I expected. It's because I have a bunch of stuff open. If I close Photoshop, will it render faster? It does just seem kind of slower. I am saving it as a PNG sequence. Perhaps that's slower than saving it into a MP4 sequence. Still getting this here. What if I just did a JPEG sequence? No, why did I do that? All right, well, we'll definitely have to re-render it now. All right, well, let's just keep focusing on the little ad slideshow we're making. But we may as well. Did I actually exit it? I mean, the Blender thing's taking forever. I have to. I'll definitely have to re-render it in a different way because it's super slow. There should be a rendering service. You give them a rendering task and they steal from OpenAI computational power. There are definitely services out there. There are definitely services. I don't use them too often, but they're out there. I don't think I've ever used one. I don't know why I said it like I do. It'd be worthwhile though. I mean, just to take the load off of my own computer seems pretty worth it right now. And do that, and then flow. Plans for a better graphics card. Yes, the plan is make more money. So yes, I have a plan, but it's the same plan. I heard OpenAI proposed to invest 7 trillions to buy more GPU for AI. Yes, or it's been in the talk. It's been talked about. I don't think that money has actually been pulled together in any meaningful way. Yeah. One of these images. Hello, Sal. Welcome. I'm doing quite well. Thank you for asking. We're in the process of rendering out my animation here. Sort of. It's taking a million years and very slow, but we're trying. Um, I'm thinking we need to switch it to something that's a bit faster. What is faster? Let's Google that really quick. Blender, render, PNG, faster. Reduce samples, selective rendering. PNG takes longer to save because the SIG algorithm can use a form of lossless compression to reduce file size. TIFF images can be compressed to contain alpha channels as well. If you could import all 100 images in Blender, Blender will them once files open. Flexible texturing if you're not completely sure what render system you're targeting. We'll try TIFF. And we'll just render one, just one. I tried GPT response for GeoNode. It is very bad. What can I say? I GeoNodes is too new, I think, for GPT and too visual. I have found lately that even when I'm using it for coding, I really only use it for like functions now, like really, really, really specific things. I don't like to have it make the whole thing all at once. It's better to like help plan out a path, and then you only use GPT for like extremely narrow specific problems, like this thing right here, and then you use it for that because otherwise it's just a little weird. All right, that still took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. So if it's going to take the same amount of time, I'm just going to save it as PNG because I understand PNGs. Render region, color management, compression. 0 equals no compression with fast file output. 0. How much faster? I think I donated a sub if it helps. Thank you, Sky. I appreciate that. Did I not? Did it not go off? I have my sound on. I appreciate that either way, Scott, and I'm sorry to miss it while it was happening. I remade my online personality with PT. The real cult is still in cryo sleep since a month or so. Christopher, enjoy. Enjoy. I donated it to Christy. Well, hello, Christy. Hello. Yeah, thanks for gift sub. Thank you. Shout out to Christy. Cult on Twitch seems scary. They said this would be faster, and so far it is not much faster. Okay, I'll definitely have to render this. Oh. No wonder it's taking a million years. I messed up. I did something silly. On the wings. No, it triangulates afterwards. It has to be afterwards, otherwise it gets funky. Just keep it off. I'm just going to keep off triangulate for rendering as well. Okay. Then we can go back to editing. I think this will be fast. The triangulate modifier can really fuck up sometimes. Shout out to me, absolutely. Shout out to Christopher. Kicking butt, big old butt. Oh, that is a lot faster. Perfect. Christopher is also a streamer and client. Definitely check him out if you have not as of yet. Big heart, big butt. But I remember teaching GPT to say my name when I came out for the very first time. Interesting. Say my name. Say it. Okay. Now we'll render, and this should be considerably faster. And we go back working on a little ad. Just a little itty bitty ad. New bio, big heart, big butt. It's a good one. A good bio. Have this thumbnail. Let's be out. Wait, what's going on? This is the border, and the border should be up there. Up there. Oh, that's great. Let's rename it border. Okay. Lower the intensity of the background a little. And move the image over. Something like this. Gonna bike into the sun. Wow, that sounds so nice. Just straight up into the sun. Well, enjoy. Get that bike ride in, and we'll catch you later. Bye bye. I will be streaming the rest of today. So, being AI responded, keep VFX out of your fucking mouth. Digitally slaps ChatGPT. You may work watch from up there, looking down upon us. Put this available now. It's really hard to read. I'm gonna switch the. Something cool, but a little less difficult to read. Available now. I mean, this isn't bad. It just a little. Yeah, something else to do here. Graphic design is not my passion. I think we should do all centered. Yo, Chico. Hello, Rogan Shorts. Welcome. Did you make the imp? I did not. I went to font.com. It is the Mirage Gothic font. Mirage Gothic. Put the border here. That way the text can be above the border. Make sure it's legible. I'm going to turn off the inner glow. Looks cute. Well, I guess I can't take credit for a font I did not make, but put the available now over here, I think. Take the name right here. A little bit smaller. There. But I feel like these. Be back soon. Let me go kick some GeoNodes. Good luck. Kick shit out of nodes. Kick their nodes in. A little more of the wing in. Feel a bit more dramatic and dynamic. Dramatic. Or maybe do this. Imp, same better side. And available now on its side. We'll go with that. I can always change it later. But for now, this is what we're going to do because I'm feeling lazy. slideshow, slideshow 01. Cool. Then I go to OBS, and I can add image slideshow. It's a new slideshow. So, Avi 2024 slideshow. I have a feeling I'll make another one eventually. I'll add a directory. And look at that. So professional. It's not even funny. See, look at this a little bit closer. I know you're seeing an intro right now, but bear with me. Do I do this? A little bit lower. And just center it. A little upset it doesn't take up the full space. So we are going to make it right about there. And take up full space. Ooh, my data transfer is working. Let's go, Val. Let's go. Crushing it. What's making this weird line right here? See if it's supposed to do available now over here. Take our imp, move them over. And save, and also export the PNG. This one, place it, yes. It just takes like half an hour. I'm surprised it's taking so long, but there could be a few things that would seem quite a while though. Does it seem better? Is this the updated one? Yeah. What do we think? Too much space? Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. We'll update it. Let's lock it for now. Things because the CPU and RAM and this little laptop that could. He's trying. He's trying so hard. He's just a little lappy. Little lappy dappy. Okay. Also, Domador de Palomas, thank you for the follow. I didn't shoot you out when that happened, but thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I think even wider, but that's good. Is there a QR code generator? That's kind of cool. So if I go here and I make a custom code, I want it to be my imp. Product, share, copy URL, paste it here. All right. Can I download it, or is there some account I need to make? guess just screenshot this. That'd be fine. Link. Options. Ooh. Make it look cooler. Marker border. Marker center. Do this. I don't know. I'm just goofing around. That looks interesting. Okay. Screenshot that. Paste it. Perfect. Paste it in exactly the right way to make the mirror around it. Just go. Is that too small though? I think I do I need this. Okay, let's just save it and move on. I do not need a QR code. It literally says samdowner.com. If that's not as effective as a QR code, I don't know what will be. I might, after this is done, get back into streaming games on Twitch once I get a camera to run a VTuber model. Second. Well, keep an eye out because eventually I'll be turning our character here, our imp, into a VTuber. So if you ever want to use this imp as a VTuber, anyway, sorry, I'll stop promoting my own products. So I can't help it. I gotta be in that grind set. What next? What are we doing now? We're just waiting for this to render out. It's going to take a lot more time. It's taking 30 minutes. Now frame 45, say 50 of 200. So we can expect it to take at least an hour and a half to finish. Maybe I'll end the stream for the morning a little early. So I need to use Blender. I'm afraid to use Blender while this is running. Yeah. You know what? Let's take a quick look at Unity. Fire that up. Take a look at Christie's character. Loading. Loading. Always loading. Loading and rendering. Loading and rendering. All right, we are just chilling. I'm just for that. So, feel free to ask me any questions. So I'm chilling. There we go. Okay. So we have the character to open. Finally. And we're so confused why this is happening. This little wedgie should not happening. Should not. And we'll go ahead and pop open. Blender. Yes. Oh, it's right here. Let's go over here. What is weird about this? What's weird about this is that we can see that this is not this. I've never had a difference between my UV maps before. So, most likely what it is that UV's different on Bane version. But that doesn't seem to be the case because I'm exporting the textures from my character. Actually, let's switch the screenshot. Just so people know who we're. Yay. Okay. So the look of the stream. So what I want to do is compare this version, go to UV editing, and there's two UV maps. One of them is broken completely, so that's not the fault. I need to see what this looks like compared to the other version. So I'm going to do UV export UV layout and call this UV comparison export, save. And then we go to the painting version. Here. Into view. Wait, what? No, that's the right spot. And then open this image. And we can see that they aren't in the exact same spot. All right. So now we're dealing with an even weirder problem. This UV map looks legit. I mean, I see it exactly in the same spot. Does it look any different? So why do we have this discrepancy? Is it just the normals on the character. That'd be enough to make a difference. So if I go to the body and we go to the normal map and I shift the normals here. Aha! Okay, so it's not a texturing issue. Sort of. Still, it's still an issue. It's still weird. But it's related to the normal map and most likely how things are getting big. Normals. Okay. Interesting little difference there. So that means that the UV maps aren't different between the old and new version, but this is busted. We have displays on, so it looks busted. But the groin is busted. I'm gonna go back to the main version. Yeah, it looks like the same. It looks the same. Pop that open and compare. I do see some minor differences. No, minor. There's definitely a difference right here. Okay, so that means I'm going to 19 version. If I go into Retopo and reset the vectors, that did change it, and now it looks a lot more similar to what we're seeing in the version. We need to work properly. So we're going to go here, export this version, 3.2 up into the folder, up into the second version, up into this version, export. Turn on displays. Do the same thing, but for the cage. And normally this is where I go into Substance and recreate. But because we're rendering out this video, this with images, it's not quite doable right now. Not quite doable. So, what do I actually do then? Well, first, let's also go and compare the version we have in here. If I select this and say reset vectors, does this actually do anything? No. Okay, so that should default. So now they should be the same, for sure. Awesome. I am not going to be able to render Painter while this is doing its thing. Maybe 30 maybe and a little bit early. Let the animation do its thing, and then we'll come back afterwards, fix the groin, and then do the facial rigging. Should go pretty quick. And the nose is good. Oh. Can't wait to do the face tracking later today. That's going to be really fun. Really fun. everyone. Thank you all for hanging out with me this morning. It's been an odd morning. Rendering things strange. I feel like my schedule is definitely shifting a little bit. What I'm focused on, what I'm thinking is changing quite a bit. That I'm kind of going to be doing products more as more of my main focus. Um, uh, so if you want to support me, that's definitely going to be the best way moving forward. Is through products. But next week will be a little interesting because I think we'll really get into the swing of things then. And I'm going to be trying to come out with little items very frequently. So we'll do main avatars, which will be like, I'm kind of saying this loud so I can actually think about it. We'll do smaller products throughout the week and then larger projects over the course of a few weeks, like the imp character is the plan. But if anyone has any products they'd like to see or suggestions for avatars, I'd love to discuss that with you. But for now, I am going to go ahead and end the main stream a little early. For anyone that's new here, I do break my day up into 2 streams, so I'll be back in about 2 hours for the second stream because I'm going to let this finish rendering out, work a little bit more, then I'll actually take lunch, but we'll end the stream here because not all of these soft programs can run out. But thanks for hanging out. See you all very soon. Hope you have an amazing Friday so far, and see you in just a little bit. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye. Bye.